Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time. And I also want to apologize here. We're running a technical webinar talking about new advancements and changes in the industry with this awesome platform. And I have a technical issue where I had to restart my computer. So it's just kind of funny how that all works out. But anyway, sorry about the few minutes late here. What we're talking about today is so so exciting and industry changing on all levels. And if you know me, right, and you've known me for a few years, let's say, or even for 10, 20 years, I've been in the business now almost 25 years. It's been a dream of mine, right, to create this Amazon type of platform built for insurance agents, not for retail, not for consumers, but for insurance agents, so you could go out and bring your own type of Amazon website, right, to your consumers and prospects and friends and neighbors. And, the challenge was at the time, which was about almost 10 years ago, the insurance carriers, as far as reinsurance and compliance and lawyers, and they were not comfortable with a consumer clicking on your, let's say, an agent's link, running a quote, and buying a policy without an agent face to face with the consumer. So, anyway, long story short, we wound up partnering up with a company called FSL and launching a product called Lightning Term about 9 years ago. And it was literally a decreasing mortgage protection term product, but it didn't even matter because what was amazing is this complete D2C experience, right? Direct to consumer experience was off and running and built. And it was the first ever product and platform in the brokerage industry that allowed for the consumer to go through the whole process, get approved, and get a policy while the agent was sleeping. So we literally took off. We went to the races. And I look at it like going to the moon, but we literally took this platform and marketed this new message, the new branding, sell while you sleep, all over the industry. And we got, I would say, probably 3 to 4 thousand agents off and running with this new product. So it was just a game changer for us. We were written up on Insurance Newsnet magazine. We were on the cover, game changing, blah blah blah, and it was great, and it was a start, right? And the problem still remained that we didn't have these super competitive products on the platform. So anyway, year after year, we kept pushing the envelope, and I kept speaking to insurance companies, flying all over the country, right, in boardrooms, and trying to pitch this great idea that I thought was amazing, right? And we still kept running up against a brick wall. And then we had a second company that said, "You know what, Bill, this is amazing. We're ready to try this out with a product." And then a third and a fourth and a fifth, and now we're on our sixth carrier. Okay. And here's what's so great about today's webinar and the sixth carrier. Number one, they were one of the first carriers that I brought this idea. And we've been speaking to them for years and years and years. And the reason why I felt so comfortable with this company and so confident that this would work is because they have a household name, and they've already proven themselves. Great financials, great track record, competitive products that are perfect for a platform like this. So we kept our relationship going, and we kept the conversations going. And then finally, here we are today launching this household name carrier called Assurity Life. Okay. And this is direct to Assurity Life Insurance Company with four awesome competitive products that all have return of premium option and even a guaranteed issue option. Okay, we're talking about term, disability, critical illness, and a guaranteed issue accident plan. Okay, scholarship approved, all on your Insure Me Now Direct platform. And this is the only direct to consumer platform built in the brokerage space, right, for insurance agents. So you are agent of record, get paid full direct pass-through commissions plus renewals on some products. So this is a really, really big deal. Okay. And then if you say to yourself, and by the way, I don't want to rant, especially because I started 5 minutes late because of this tech issue with GoToMeeting. But I want to just say this to every single one of you that are listening, and we have a great number of attendees today, by the way, and then we're going to send this out over the weekend to the rest of our 21,000 plus agents. But think about this. It doesn't matter, right? If you're a term third bedroom agent, if you're a FEX agent, if you only work on estate planning cases with CPAs and estate planning lawyers, and the average target premium is 600,000, right, a year. That's okay too, and all sides are okay because we're all in this together. We all have the same common goal, and that's to help as many consumers as possible, right? And at the same time, helping ourselves, helping our own family, putting food on the table, so to speak, right? And we know, yes, those huge monster cases are amazing, okay? But you could spend a year working on one of those, and next thing you know, the case has declined, okay? And guess what? Your year is gone, and you made zero. In fact, now you're in the red because you spent so much time, right, on this one monster case. They call it what? Whale hunting, whale fishing, okay? Which, by the way, those big cases, yes, are nice and they are important. In fact, we wrote a record case this past year that was over $1 million of target premium. Beautiful, wonderful. Everybody's so happy, okay? But what about the critical illness? What about the DI coverage? What about the younger generation term to $1 million or $2 million? What about the guaranteed issue stuff, right? For people that can't get a typical life insurance policy. So the bottom line is you need to help families. You need to get the word out to everyone, okay? And with the help of social media and the internet, right? And SEO and everything else that comes with it, think about this for a second, okay? You need to cater to all walks of life. You need to be the insurance guru, the go to, because with that CI case or the DI case comes a monster case, right? And you need to communicate to the public, right, to all of these consumers, any way they want to be communicated by or to or with, okay? If it's texting, emails, phone call, if they want to hop on your site at 3 a.m., okay? You need to be able to furnish them with a platform. And that's where Insure Me Now Direct comes in. Very, very, very important for all types of agents, okay, including health agents, P&C agents, annuity agents. I can't stress it enough. I can go on and on and on and on, okay, but you know how this goes and you know it's time to change. And I'm going to say this one last thing and then I'm going to go to the next slide here. Here we are, right? 2023, Levinson and Associates were growing 10 to 25% year after year, right? Even during COVID, which is just unbelievable. And we're sitting here saying, okay, what's next? Okay, you got to be proactive as an agent, as a carrier, as an IMO. What's next, right? You're looking at today and what's to come tomorrow. So we are spending a fortune, okay, of time, resources, dollars on revamping our entire Levinson and Associates.com website. Okay, which by the way, we're going to launch it at the Expo 421, a couple months away. Okay, April 21st, we're going to launch the official new Levinson and Associates.com website. So excited about this. But here's my point. So we're spending a lot of time on this, and we have to go over thousands of links and all the pages and graphics and colors. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. What do we want to keep? What do we want to get rid of? What are we refreshing, rebranding, whatever it is, okay? And we're going through some of the menu items, the drop downs, because we want to make this as user friendly as possible. So we're going through everything and it's taking hours and hours and we're looking at like all of the different sections that have to do with life insurance, so to speak. So, return of premium and living benefits and we come across a cheat sheet, okay, that we built a few years ago and obviously we keep it up to date and current. And the cheat sheet is non-med, simplified issue, life. Okay. And I'm working with Michelle and Annalise, and they said to me, Bill, what we want to make this as easy as possible and streamline. Do we really need a non-med, a simplified issue chart or cheat sheet? And I'm saying to myself, that's interesting you said that, because if you look at our industry 5 years ago, 7 years ago, even 3, 4 years ago, right before COVID, you did need that because there were certain products that were built for non-med, for no exam, for simplified issue. Okay, and issue ages, usually 20 to 55 or whatever it is, 18 to 60, and typically you were able to go up to 100,000 or 250,000, whatever it is, and then you had certain products that fit into that criteria. And you look at today, right? And this is again only 3, 4 years ago. Fast forward to today, 23, early 23, February, right? Think about this for a second. What carrier in product doesn't have a simplified issue process now? I don't know of one product in our industry today that doesn't have streamlined underwriting. Okay? Look at how the industry has changed with technology and underwriting so fast. Okay, from 3, 4 years ago to have a section dedicated to non-med simplified issue, and then today to not have a product that requires a full exam and labs and APS right off the bat doesn't exist. That's crazy to me. So obviously, we're going to do away with one cheat sheet, okay, and have obviously another product cheat sheet so you can see what the maximum ages are and face amount. But that's crazy. And it makes me think, as an IMO, as agents, as a carrier, we have to change. The industry has changed. Proof is in the pudding, okay? What are we doing to change? What are we doing to be ahead of what's coming, right? You have to write down whatever goals, bullets, things that you are doing for yourself, for your business to change with the times. Okay. And don't be left behind. You have to jump on this new bandwagon and market yourself online through social media. Have an Insure Me Now direct page. Have your website. Have your social media pages. And you got to post. You got to be active. The new world, right, allows you to market to the entire country by pressing a button for free. When 10 years ago, right, unless you were like a Nike or Doritos or Nabisco, you didn't have that stage time. Or if you did, right, you were one of those big companies, it cost you millions. You had to be on a Super Bowl commercial. Okay? Today, 23, it's free. If you're creative and you're scrappy and people love you and you get the word out, right? And you have your own YouTube channel, as we can see, these young kids, 15 years old, are making millions because they're influencers. You can do the same thing with insurance, okay? Or annuities. Doesn't matter. So anyway, you get the point. Enough of my ranting. I just think it's so important that you must be ahead of the curve. Here we are, part of this dinosaur industry for many, many years. There were minimal changes in the underwriting space, in the product space, right? And then all of a sudden, COVID hits. Next thing you know, it turned a lot of carriers upside down. Some companies still had face-to-face products. Okay, things have changed quickly in our space, and we must do the same, period. Okay, enough of my ranting. Let's jump in. We're going to have our question of the day at the end. Whoever answers first and correctly wins. We have a Fire tablet, IUL prospecting book, and an Amazon gift card. So make sure you answer first and correctly. We'll announce your name at the end. Make sure you stay on. Okay, let's keep going to the next slide here. I'm going to move quick, and then I'm going to have Scott take the wheel in just about 5 to 7 minutes here, right at 3:30 Eastern time. Okay, moving along. We got a big weekend here. Philly, Kansas City in the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great game, hopefully. And what we do every year is have our own Super Bowl contest. Very simple. All you have to do is go on our Facebook page, Levinson Facebook page, follow, and just share a comment. Tell us who you think is going to win and tell us the total combined score from both teams. That's it. Okay. Now, whoever gets closest, okay, we're going to announce your name on Facebook and you win. Okay. Now, to qualify, right, to get the grand prize, which is $1,500 in value, you must write 2 apps in the month of February. Very easy. Could be life, could be annuity. We don't care. The left side is the grand prize. That's everything you win on top of, obviously, your GA direct commissions plus renewals and everything else you get by working with Levinson. But that's it. Okay. But one thing I want you to take note of here, and I think you just heard me mention it a few times. What did I say? You got to go on our Facebook page. You got to follow it, and then you got to share a comment. Okay, what am I doing? Do I, at the end of the day, really care that, oh my gosh, Shelly and Lisa and Bobby went on Facebook? Okay, yeah, it's great. It's a community. It keeps everyone right in the loop and with your pulse on everything. Great. Okay, but I'm driving our agents to the Levinson Facebook page. Okay, so when we have a post about next week's webinar, guess what? You just saw it. You should be thinking along those lines when you're marketing to consumers. It's the same thing. I always say, don't reinvent the wheel, just change a few spokes. Okay, it's already done for you. Okay, just lay it out a little differently. Get creative and come up with your own cute little ideas. Okay, that's how you need to operate moving forward. Drive people to your pages so your name is in front of them 24/7. Okay, let's keep moving along here. We got a few other new contests that we just launched. Okay, so real fast, left-hand side, this is our annuity contest, right? At least $500,000 of annuity premium, and you get a 5-day Margaritaville cruise. That's Jimmy Buffett's new ship. And then on the right-hand side, what we did here, if you notice, it's broken down in the blue box by FIA and then MIGA. So depending on what product type you're writing, $600 in value, 1,000 annuity mailer leads. Okay, and it starts at just 350,000 of FIA. So that's a big deal. And the lead program works great on the annuity side. Okay, on the right-hand side, so this is our new hero term product that goes to $2 million, right, which is supported also by a surety. So they're doing a contest, $50 bonus with every app 1 through 10, and then after 10, they're giving you $75. What's cool is this is running for 3 months straight. Okay, and then with our new direct to a surety products, and this includes all four, right? Write your first application, and once we go live, which is about 4 to 5 weeks, we're going to talk about that. Once we go live, write your first app. We don't care which one it is. We don't care what the premium is. You get the new Fire 10 Amazon tablet on top of your direct commissions, obviously. So we're going to talk about that some more in a little bit. And then the expo. So this is going to be an amazing day. I hope you RSVP'd by now. It's around the corner now, just over a couple months away on the 21st of April. And here's what's so cool about this year's expo. I'm very excited about it. In fact, Scott, who's on right now from Assurity, he's going to be there, and we're going to do a hard launch of the 4 new products on Insure Me Now Direct at the expo. We're also going to launch our brand new revamped Levinson website, which is going to be amazing, including our updated mobile app as well. We're also going to have, for the first time ever, an agent panel. So we're going to have a few of our top agents from around the country sitting on stage with me and Carrie, and we're going to do a roundtable discussion, and we're going to talk all about their business model, what works and what hasn't worked for them. Okay, and then you'll have a chance to ask them questions. So we're going to make this very different. It's going to be a day full of sales ideas with our 14 core carriers. Our lead vendor is going to be there. Ringy's going to be there. It's going to be amazing. Okay, breakfast, lunch, snacks throughout the day. Our goal is for you to walk away with nuggets, and this is free for everyone. Even if you never wrote an app yet, it's free as long as you're active with us. And then starting at $25,000 a premium, you get a free night at our beachfront resort right on the sand. Okay, and then $50,000 we pay for round trip airfare. $60,000 we give you 2 free nights plus round trip airfare. Okay, and that could be a combination of life, annuity, LTC, DI, CI, all the above. Okay, and anyway, we are capped at 300 agents. Okay, obviously we're at the hopefully the end of COVID here, but the room is capped at 300. You got to RSVP now because we're getting close, and I would hate to see anyone get locked out of the 23 Expo. Let's keep moving along here. What's new at Levinson? This is my last slide, and then Scott will take the wheel. So remember what I spoke about just a few minutes ago is technology in our industry and how fast it's changing. And you have to change the way that you've done things, okay? Or you're going to get the same results, but even worse because now we're in the future, okay? It's not today anymore, right? It's tomorrow. So we have to change as an IMO. We have to make sure we're providing the latest and greatest tools, tech, carriers, products to our agents, right? We want to be your one-stop shop, right? We want to make sure that you are leaning on us for all of the knowledge, the tools, and the products, most important. So your client can't say to you, Bill, why did you show me this IUL when this IUL is 20% less money and builds 20% more cash? That's never going to happen with us because we have the top products and carriers. And for that slim 1/10 of a chance that we don't, let me know the new carrier. And I promise you, if it's that great, we will launch the carrier literally within a few weeks. Okay. So let me know if that ever happens, but hasn't happened. Well, actually, it did happen once. Happened once in my 24 years. Okay, left-hand side, carrier incentives. So that's what I was speaking about. Super Bowl sales contest, the hero contest. I'm not going to go through every single one just because I want to make sure Scott gets plenty of time here. Middle section is Surebridge is coming out with their new accident plan. We launched their smaller term product about 2-3 months ago now. That's great also for packaging in various products with one e-app, all on Insure Me Now direct to consumer. Transamerica made some updates to their FEX product. This is a pretty interesting product. GTL just launched a new turbo term. We are launching it on next week's webinar, okay? Nothing like Insure Me Now direct products. Obviously, there has to be more agent involvement required, okay? But it's another good product that's available. And again, launching it next week. Lincoln has relaxed COVID-19 underwriting guidelines. Okay, so we're getting back to normal on that side with Lincoln on the right-hand side. Every single Monday, we send out our annuity alert e-blast. If you're not getting these, let us know. We'll make sure that you're included in the database. This is all of the latest and greatest annuity rates every single week. Okay, in fact, updated in real time. Just under that, so next week, if you're in South Florida, we have our first 2023 breakfast meeting in Boca Raton in South Florida. If you're close, let us know. We have a great training with breakfast and Columbus Life, who's hosting it. We have some new updates with them. And then, of course, I'll speak about life. Ashley will be there representing our annuity side. It's going to be a great training. We're going to run from about 9 to 11:30. If you can make it, let us know. Ringy. So Ringy is the new automated follow-up tool that works great. Great lead generator. It's a great sifter is what I call it. Basically goes through all of your leads and prospects, friends, neighbors, and it will literally figure out who's interested, schedule an appointment on your shared calendar, right? And then everyone else obviously is put back on the shelf until the second campaign comes out. But Ringy is awesome. They're coming out with the new Power Dialer. They also will be at our expo. Kerry's Corner editorial. We have his latest volume is coming out probably by this weekend. We're going to launch that, but those are great nuggets. Kerry goes back, I mean, literally started the company in 72. He's got some great life insurance stories and fact finders and all kinds of neat stuff that you can learn from. Just under that, we have a new mortgage acceleration tool. Okay, mortgage protection, right, was and still is a big lead generator. So this is a pretty neat tool that you can use to open doors. And then on the bottom, last but not least, my latest podcast, episode 44, is coming out late next week. And I am sitting down with Amir, who is the social media guru when it comes to running Facebook ads, when it comes to monitoring social media pages, okay, SEO, search engine optimization. He is the king. Okay, I'm going to sit down with him for an hour and talk to him like literally like an insurance agent and pick his brain to see what works and what doesn't. You're going to love 44. And then I also promise you, me and Scott, who's on right now, we're going to sit down and do a podcast because we're going to talk all about this new platform with Insure Me Now Direct, some of his background. It's very interesting. He's a great, great guy. And if it wasn't for Scott, this all wouldn't have happened, which is what we're jumping into today. So with that said, I have Scott from Assurity Life joining us. And he's going to jump into the 4 latest and greatest products by Assurity Life for Insure Me Now Direct. Scott, you there, bud?
I am, Bill. Thanks so much for the introduction and for the opportunity to talk to folks today. I'm really excited about what we're about to show you. And, just goes to show you, Bill, that we should have listened to you. When you came to Assurity and, all those years ago, because you've been on the forefront of this for a long time, realizing that, yeah, if you can make money while you sleep, boy, that's a good thing. And ultimately you can reach more people, which is all of our goals, right? All of our goals. So I appreciate the time today, and I really feel privileged to be able to talk with you today. What you should be seeing on your screen is a pretty simple website, right? It shows our Assurity brand, Assurity Life Insurance. We're out of the flyover state here in Nebraska where it's a little cold today, but I'm okay. And ultimately, we've been in business, in the middle market, for over 130 years. And it took us a while to catch up to Bill on kind of what he was doing, in the market, how he was addressing the market. And we know that if we know anything nowadays, right, it's people want to buy things the way they want to buy things, right? A lot of people will be comfortable talking to agents in person. A lot of people want to self-serve, so if you can have both options out there, you have a better chance of bringing in that client. And for us at Assurity, we don't market our own products. We're not out there trying to sell. There's been other players in the space who will spin up websites for agents, right, and sell themselves. That's not Assurity's model. We believed in independent distribution since our founding, but we need to give you some tools to help you along the way. So what we're showing you here today is, part of our platform that we're really excited will be part of, that Insure Me Now Direct platform, as we talked about at the expo for that hard launch there, in April. But the site that you see, right, can change to look just like your brand. Again, we think that storefront is important for you to brand yourself, for you to get yourself out there. And so what you're seeing here is how that Insure Me Now brand, you see the products we have: accidental death, we've got term life insurance, critical illness insurance, and then we've got a short-term disability product, which we call income protection on this platform. So 4 different product offerings. But whether you want to, again, you don't have to look like us, right? We'll brand it just like you, or however you want it to look, right? This particular platform has a lot of flexibility. We're not just slapping a logo on things like some of the other platforms out there, right? We really want this to be yours. And how you market. Bill mentioned, mortgage leads, which are extremely important. If you wanted this to be a mortgage headline, that was actually, generating a different handoff from the ad or the social media post that you're running over to your own website, we can change whatever we want to on this platform, those headlines to accommodate how you're selling to your clients and how they're getting over to your website. The other thing I'd point out real quick on these websites is, yeah, for whatever states that we're approved in, right? And currently on life insurance, we're not approved, like in the state of New York, but let's say you're not approved, but in a handful of states. Let's say you have, 5, 7 states that you're licensed and appointed in. We can only turn the states on these websites that are made directly for you, just in the states that you're licensed and appointed in, right? So it has that flexibility. And ultimately, if somebody comes from a state that's outside of, where you do business, a lead generation form will pop up and that lead will come back to you anyway. They won't fill out the app. These websites, have full quoting, app payment all the way through, and we'll walk you through that here today. So again, real quick, we've got accidental death, we've got term life, critical illness, and income protection. But we're going to do a walkthrough on the accidental death product. Bill mentioned that, we do have instant decision on every single one of these products. We also do have return of premium on every product, and each product can be customized the way you want to sell as well. So we have on average about 7 to 8 riders on each of these products, including that return of premium rider. So if you want the rider turned on or off, if you want it offered or not, that's part of the setup you have, through that relationship with Levinson and Associates. So here you can see that I'm on a get a quote page, right? This is for accidental death. I ask them how old they are, male, female, and then I hit next. This is one of those things that's customizable, right? So this particular offering says, hey, do you want accidental disability income with that? For sake of filling this out, I'll say no. But again, whether that rider's there or not, as the agent or agency, you make that call on how you want to offer those products or the riders for the customer. It's part of our setup process. We hit next. We offer out the customer kind of these, what we call our good, better, best cards, right? You want to give you want to give people, prospects, options when they're out there. And so we carve up these cards. Our accidental death product, goes from 5,000 to 350,000 is, the limits on that policy. And whether it's 1 card, 2 cards, or 3 cards, or the amounts that are on there in that range, that's entirely up to you as well. So let's say I'm a customer and I pick one of these options. You'll see it's a very clean interface. We go through, and the add-on options would be the riders that you make available to the customer. This one again has that accident-only disability income rider, which if they want to know what that means, we give the full explanation there. They could choose different coverage amounts. They can fill in about their occupation, which is all that we require, for that, DI rider. But whether there's 1 rider or no riders, again, entirely up to you to get them through that process. Then once they decide on a quote, it's simply filling things out from there, right? I'll fill out my information here. And you're really just allowing the consumer to self-serve, right? And if they have questions along the way, a big part of this is you'll see here where you have a surety info. But again, we're not promoting us. On these websites, you'll see that it'll be your contact info. It'll be your about us. If you want your agent picture out there, that will be you as well. We customize the brand because we know in servicing people online that people really care who they're buying from, right? They want to find out a little bit more. Those about us sections of the websites, like Bill talked about, they're redoing their website right now. Well, I can tell you that about us section gets visited a lot on a website. So making sure that that's your own and really spelling that out, how and why you're in the market, that'll be your message, not the surety message. I just want to point that out. So I'm just doing this on the surety example just because I'm on a test platform. So as we go through kind of the steps here and I fill out this account, I'm going to say where I'm at. I'm going to fill out some information real quick. It asks if you have any secondary addressees you want to list, and then it asks you what birth state you're from. And if you're at a surety, you do have to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident to take out a policy. That's really the only, if you want to even call it underwriting, that's really the only question you have on an accidental death product. If you're within, the age range on the product and you are a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, then you're going to get coverage with us. So I'll hit yes. I'll put in my date of birth, or the date of birth for the test case I put in there. So I think I said I was 30 years old. So I'll try to do math, which is always dangerous on a Friday afternoon. I will put that up. It asks you if you have any other coverage in force. And then it's going to ask you for a beneficiary, right? Like very simple, very clean. I can tell you this platform has been tested extensively on a phone, and it's been tested extensively for people with disabilities who use screen readers. So we do that for you, right? The days of you having to spend thousands of dollars to develop a website like this, through Levinson and Associates, they're providing you this technology free of charge with that relationship. And so as we go in here, right, then you kind of get to that last step. you put in your payment. And if you saw on the payment, we do take credit card or checking savings account on all these. And then really from here, you're filling out that information. And you get to the end here, as I put in my fake credit card stuff. And then we sign and submit, right? How that process works on the platform is we are going to use DocuSign to bind that contract. This is the only place, right now it says a surety up top. On your website, it would be your logo there, with accidental death, and then you'll see an actual copy of the DocuSign come up. One of the interesting parts, of our platform that we've been working on, we've had this up and running for a little while now. We're getting, product per product, and we'll continue to add new products, on that list, but the customer is just signing that. Once the customer gets this DocuSign, you get a copy of it. As the agent of record, will send you a copy of that directly through the platform, whether they complete it or not. If they bail right here, which this is a common place where people bail, you'll get a copy of that with everything that they filled out. So that's also a value add that we add on this platform. And then prior to me just submitting, where I bind a policy here, that's it. That's the last step of this particular process. But I wanted to show you something, Bill mentioned, kind of, never getting a decline. So we think this is unique to us in the industry. We're showing you a secret that I'm sure other carriers will try to copy here coming up, but Bill is providing it to you first. If you have term life insurance on the platform, and we'll go through again, you see this is on the Insure Me Now Direct brand, so it would be however you want this branded. We'll go ahead and get a quote just like we did on accidental death. We'll go ahead and select one of those options, right? It has the add-ons or not. But then it has a step that we have placed on our platform called Get Pre-Qualified. Now, the Get Pre-Qualified step is unique. It's kind of like your old field underwriting knockout questions, right? So instead of filling out the full app, you can turn on Pre-Qualified, and let's say, these are kind of the health knockout questions that would prevent somebody from getting term life insurance, right? So if we look at during the past 12 months, have you been, diagnosed with cancer? Let's say I say yes on that. So that would be one of those things that would knock you out from getting coverage, okay? So I'll say no to the rest of these, but those would be the types of knockout questions that would prevent you from coverage. The other ones are on the next page, right? Are you a U.S. citizen or permanent resident? We'll say yes for these things. Active military, we do not cover the active military right now on our coverage either. But if you hit next, okay, I answered yes to one of those knockout questions. We allow you to pivot. So this isn't a decline. We haven't filled out a full app. We've kind of done that first piece of the underwriting, right? Seeing if that person would qualify down the line. But because they don't, and you have other options on this platform, we'll get them over to an accidental death product that then they can get a quote on that right on the platform and complete that, so you don't lose the prospect and they don't lose the opportunity to get real protection when they need it. So that is a unique pivot that we have, having term life and accidental death right on the platform. And we set that up with these particular websites so you don't lose more prospects, to those types of questions that would prevent somebody from getting insurance, and they're not getting a hard decline, that may prevent them from getting insurance in the future, or, getting in a hard decline and then really being, really not being very happy with their brand, right? They blame the person they get the decline through, right? So we want to make sure that we are continuing to build features that make things easier for you to process business, to make sure that you have less back office hassles, and that you're able to hopefully realize that dream that Bill brought up earlier, selling while you sleep, which always sounds great to me. So all of these websites work about the same, right? You've got critical illness and you're going to see the same exact flavor on all. We keep it simple. We've tested this out. You get a quick quote. and then you go on and fill out the application. Critical illness is a product that is near and dear to my heart. It's crazy now that 68% of the people in the United States are on high deductible health care. How are they going to pay for that deductible? Middle America is hurting, inflation's up. For pennies on the dollar, they can really cover that, particular gap they would have with a critical illness policy, that you can help by just putting a website out there, trickling social media ads, or hitting your email database, with those particular things, and they can get the coverage they need to cover that gap. So we're really excited about these products. We'll continue to look at innovating and building more products in the future with Bill, and hopefully we'll see a lot of you when we come out in April, and we can dig into this and talk about your own situations as well. So Bill, that's kind of my overview today. I know
Great.
that we can open it up for some questions on the back end, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to present this to your audience today.
Scott, that was great. And I think now everyone can see why, number one, I've been so excited, and number two, why Scott has been such a huge advocate for us at Assurity and making this happen. What he just went through is a dream come true. And when someone gets it and they see the light and they're on the inside, that's when things happen and changes happen. And that's what we just witnessed. I mean, that is amazing. Thank you again, Scott. I mean, as an insurance agent out there, it doesn't matter, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Key West, Florida, whatever, doesn't make a difference, right? To look at a platform like this and not see the value add and what you can bring to your own practice, right? By plugging this in, it's insane to me. I mean, so we can all get the word out. And what I'm going to show you next is various ways to drive traffic. Okay, obviously, yes, you're going to hit your own book of business in your own network, right? But I'm going to give you real life examples. I'm also going to show you what this is going to look and feel like once it's launched in about 4 to 5 weeks, and how to get started. Okay, so we're going to run for about 10 minutes. We should get you out right before 4 p.m. Eastern. And then, Scott, once again, thank you so much for taking the time and believing in us. And I know that goes both ways, and it's just been a win-win. And hopefully you all will get a chance to meet Scott at the expo in April. Okay, so real fast, you're going to get a thank you email, okay, before the day is up. You'll have it by the weekend, by tonight. And everything will be attached for you to get started. If you're with Assurity under Levinson now, there'll be an addendum, okay, so you can get started with these 4 products. If you're not, you'll need to fill out new Assurity contracting with the addendum in place, and we'll include everything in that email to get you started. I would do that now because in 4 to 5 weeks, when this is launched on the platform, you want to be ready to sell, okay, and dive in. Okay, so that's the thank you email that will contain all the brochures and all the marketing material. And then what I want to show you next is our mobile app. And then everything we just went over, including Insure Me Now Direct, is 100% mobile compatible. Okay, so you think about driving traffic on your Facebook ad or through your Facebook page or LinkedIn, whatever it is, that's all great. But you also have to think about, how many times are you at an event, a party, your kid's soccer game, whatever, right? You run into someone, introduce yourself, I'm an insurance agent. You can pull out your phone, run a quote for them right here. And if they say, oh my gosh, critical illness for 80 grand, 33 bucks a month, where do I sign up? Boom, take your phone out, just like the picture in front of you, sign them up, do it together, less than 7 minutes, done. You just wrote a new policy. Okay. And by the way, this isn't a referral fee. Okay. You are agent of record. You're not building someone else's book. This is your own book of business. Okay. So it's very, very important to know the left side is the Levinson app. The right side is the Insure Me Now Direct compatible version. So again, everything 1, 2, 3, so easy is the name of the game. Okay, Insure Me Now Direct. So all of our products and carriers is what I want to highlight real fast. And then, of course, you now know about the 4 new products coming from a Surety Direct, which are again 4 to 5 weeks away. Okay, what I want to do is focus on the top left corner. As you can see, Gerber Life. So obviously, Gerber has a strong household name. So we have all four products. Most of these are guaranteed issue, so everyone gets coverage. We have the Gerber Life College Plan, the Grow Up Plan, the straight up guaranteed issue whole life, and the accident plan. Okay, and then with SureBridge, let's move on to the bottom. We have the new term life, okay, which also is a strong product. On the right hand side, we have the SureBridge Hospital Wise, CI, Accident Direct, Dental, Vision, Hearing, and the new accident plan. And we have the bundling option as well. That's right down the road, should be ready for the expo. So that's going to be pretty neat as well. Now, the top right corner, okay, that's the Hero Life term to 2 million. Also a great product, okay, a little higher face amount, so some flexibility there. And again, that is powered by a surety, but obviously different than the four new products that we went over today. And then, of course, Haven is the bottom right corner. That's great if you want to participate in those referral fees. But I'm going to tell you, with all of the new term, especially with a Surety Direct, you really need to be focused on between a Surety Direct and then the Hero product as well. So Haven is great for the referrals, and I would leave it at that, but you're going to be much more competitive for the consumer with the Assurity product. Okay, now when you're talking about this great platform, it's free, right? And if you're an active agent with us, you hopefully have this by now. If not, we got to get you set up. But you're scratching your head, thinking, okay, I have the great platform and I want to drive people to my site to sell product, okay? Which is the $1 million question. So what we also have built into the platform, I call them fingers, and the four fingers, they bring consumers back in, right? We've all heard the sticky finger term, right? This is how and why those were built. So this is the LS Hub is on the top. Now that's for consumers that come across your site that maybe have an existing whole life, term, UL, whatever it is. They're older, they don't need the policy anymore, and they want a cash offer. This has a calculator built in and a lead generation tool. Relia Shield is identity theft. That's another option, very inexpensive. Just under that is our Sage Scholarship Program. Every product on Insure Me Now comes complimentary with a 1 year scholarship to over 450 colleges in the country. Okay, it doesn't cost you a penny, it doesn't cost the client a penny, and there's a button on Insure Me Now Direct that's self-enroll for the consumer. It doesn't get any easier, folks. Okay, and then Legacy Armor, that is the online secure vault. Think of a safe deposit box from 1982 at First Union Bank, whatever it is. This is the new high-tech secure vault where your consumer can keep a copy of their life insurance policies, their annuities, passwords, family pictures, maybe instructions on where the pot of gold is buried under Aunt Audrey's house in Tamarack, Florida, whatever. What happens is when they pass, their beneficiary gets an automated ping, an email that says, hi, unfortunately, Aunt Betty passed away, and this is the link to access all of her information. So this is all built into the site as well. And what you need to think about when we go to the next slide here is different ways to partner, to network, right? Different ways to bring value add to an association, to a health agency, to a P&C agency, right? Those they don't want to get involved with life insurance, right? They may be licensed, but they have their focus on P&C or health or whatever, mortgages. Doesn't matter what, it could be a real estate company, right? It doesn't make a difference. If they have a huge database, think about this. You and we can co-brand the site or brand for them, right? And they send this link or website out to their consumers who already love and know the logo and the brand. And then everyone that purchases a policy, you get paid full commissions for. You're building your book, and then obviously you can work out some kind of referral system with them. Okay, and it's obviously it's great if they're licensed, but this is a no-brainer. We have agents that work with banks, financial institutions, associations, and we literally build the site just for that group. Okay, so you can imagine the opportunity. That's why I was saying earlier, if you're a huge MDRT agent and you don't want to mess around with disability or critical illness or a $500,000 term policy, you can literally send them to your site, flip the switch on autopilot, and get this thing off to the races. And another avenue you can think about, imagine teaming up with an association, a group, okay, a big P&C agency. And now all of a sudden, everyone in their database is going on your site to buy product and quote, okay? The commissions are endless. This could be huge for building your book and then soliciting new products down the road. The list goes on and on. This is a list of bullets that we put together for you just to give you some ideas of people that you can start talking to about a platform like this. Okay, I'm telling you, now is the time to get scrappy, right? And you're listening to me on this call on a Friday afternoon, okay, and you're thinking Bill's at it again, but do some research, okay? When you see a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, little boy, little girl, whatever, they have this gift to gab and they're the best 13-year-old chef in America. And next thing you know, they're making $2-3 million a year because of advertisers and influencers right on their page. Okay, why can't you be the guru for insurance products, not just in South Florida, but all over the country? Okay, there's no stopping you now. I can't stress it enough. And if you think it's impossible, you're on the wrong webinar, okay? Because anything is possible. And I know that because 8, 9 years ago, this was a dream. People said I was nuts, Bill. It'll never happen. Look at today, okay? 24 years ago, we had 200 agents. There's over 22,000 today, okay? Anything is possible if you're willing to get scrappy and put your right foot forward, jump in and make it happen. Okay, and I hate to sound like rah rah Tony Robbins, but this is real. It's happening today. Okay, people are getting very, very wealthy from being creative and scrappy and different and unique. So you can do it too. All right, almost done here. I want to show you some real live ads that are working today. Okay, driving traffic. So on the left side, this is Insure Me Now Direct. You can get, in fact, we can co-brand these for you with your picture, logo, phone number. These are on our Instagram and Facebook page for Insure Me Now Direct. On the right side, these are videos that we already built, and they were built for social media ads. And again, we can brand these for you, your name, phone number. We have one if you want to recruit other agents to the platform and give it away for free and make your override. No problem. Left side. On the right side, that is a consumer video that agents use on their social media pages for ads to drive traffic back to their sites. Okay? Now, the next slide, real fast, these are Facebook ads, okay, that we did not build. All we did was go on Facebook, okay, and we looked at which ones are performing best, okay, and these are some other competitors, but I wanted to give you ideas so you can get scrappy with your own ads and marketing. So the left side, right, these are all direct to consumer life, just like what we just went over for the last hour. It will take you 2 to 3 months with others, term life for the digital generation. Get 250 or 100,000 in a few minutes, and everything is 1, 2, 3. Look at the phone image, calendar image. Let's go to the right side. Thinking about life insurance, we've made it easy to check it off your list. Everything is targeting the younger generation. It's easy, simple. 1, 2, 3. You have the same exact thing, if not better, because you have 6 carriers and over 25 products. They have one. Hello? Okay? I think you get the picture. Okay, so Insure Me Now Direct, what I want to show you now is what it looks and feels like real fast. I know we're almost done. Once we add the new 4 Assurity products, I just want you to get a feel for what it's going to look and feel like to you and the consumer. This is the main page. Of course, it breaks down everything by product. Start your journey. Let's go to the next slide here, and you're going to see the consumer fills out some basics. Let's get the ball rolling. Okay, and then of course that'll be your logo, your name, phone number, email. Let's keep going. And then the next slide is going to show you what products are available for your state and birth date. Okay. And then the right side is going to show you each product that falls into the category. Okay. And then, of course, the assurity will be in the lineup as well. So you'll see that on term, DI, CI, and accident, and then buckle up buttercup. It's time to get your quote. And then boom, bingo, you hopefully just made a new sale. Okay. We have 2 slides left and we're going to put a bow on this podcast. So now, right, you have all this info, you have your great page. You want to learn how to get the word out. You want to create your own Facebook ad. You want to create your own LinkedIn page, whatever it is. Okay. So what I'm doing is next week, I'm bringing in Amir to interview him for an hour. I'm going to put on my agent hat and I'm going to pick his brain. This is all he does, by the way, all day long for over 20 years. Okay. So I'm going to dive in. We're going to talk about search engine optimization, maximizing social media, using ads in 2023, the best platforms to get the word out, everything from A to Z. And then what I want you to do when you get a chance, go back to our prior episodes. Look at the second person in on the bottom row, Gary Vaynerchuk. He is the guru. Okay. Amir is great, one of the best in South Florida. Gary V is one of the best in the world. I sat down with him for an hour to go over the same interview. Okay. You got to listen to that when you get a chance. And I promise you, next week's, there's going to be a bunch of value add on that version as well. Okay, upcoming training. So as you know, next week we have the local South Florida training. Hopefully you can make it on the 15th. We have the new turbo term coming out the next day on the 16th. Fixed indexed annuity training with Levinson and Corbridge. That's the new AIG. On the bottom is the 23 UL kickoff with Columbus Life, and we're launching a brand new product and sales strategy on the 23rd. Now we have our last slide, and I know I'm 4 minutes over, and I apologize. That was because of my error in the beginning. Here's my Positive Tuesday quote, left-hand side. There are those who look at others with envy and those who look at others as motivational. Success leaves clues. Okay? Come on. Everything is out there now for the taking. Okay? The opportunity is endless. It costs you nothing to get on Wall Street now, to get your name out there in big letters. As long as you're creative and you're scrappy and you put in the time. Start small, like everybody else. Okay? Stay persistent and consistent. And literally, there's no cap now. Okay? I mean, I've said it probably 7 times already. I can't stress it enough. There's no cap. Okay, question of the day. Make sure your little fingers are on the keyboard and you're ready to go because you got to be quick and you got to be correct. And whoever is first and correct wins. So I'm going to ask the question and then you got to answer. Andrew's going to pick whoever's first. Okay, our question is, out of the new 4 Assurity products we launched today, which ones offer the ROP rider, the return of premium rider? Which of the 4 Assurity products offer the return of premium rider? Whoever answers first wins the grand prize. Andrew, do we have a winner today?
Yes, so the first correct answer is Joe M. Joe M.
Joe M. The answer was kind of a trick answer, was all 4 come with return of premium. With that said, that was a lot of fun. I apologize about the hiccup earlier. We're going to be launching officially in about 4 to 5 weeks on Insure Me Now Direct. Make sure you get in your Assurity contracting now because of the backlog. Okay, it's already out. So we got to get your paperwork in ASAP. Okay, we'll have everything in a thank you email. Have a great rest of your Friday, a great weekend, great selling. And if you walked away with one nugget today, let it be that the sky's the limit. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're 17 or 78. There is no stopping you. Okay, our record case came in this past year from someone in their 70s. Okay, so it's never too late. Put your foot on the gas, make it happen, and great selling. Take care, everyone.